thousands of years.
Yes.
I mean, this is not a first time thing.
Right.
So when our great grandparents were locking their hair,
Right.
they didn't have to go through all that. They just knew the technique.
Right.
They knew exactly what they needed to do, how they needed to do it.
Right. And they pretty much let Mother Nature do the work.
Exactly.
You know, there wasn't any type
And that's
of
how the
sashing.
rosters got involved.
Exactly.
And the hair
Exactly.
started fusing together. And
Right.
but I wanted my hair like yours.
Right. Exactly.
So
yeah, and now that we're learning more about how we can fashion our hair as African people, you know, we add extensions. That's one of the beautiful things that we do that didn't start with the Koreans. But what the Institute of Ancestral Braiding is trying to focus on is the hair and the care of the hair and the healing of the hair and the science behind the different techniques that we choose. And one of the things that we are gravitating more towards now that it's legal to be seen in public with natural hair. You know, nobody is getting fired.
More acceptable.
Yeah, more acceptable.
Sure.
You know, you're not getting fired for it
like
now.
you used to.
You know, like you used to. In some cases, you can tell your boss that you're going to get your locks, and they're okay with it. But my focus is the people that are out there that are taking care of us. I mean, like we, stylists, that are taking care of the community. Okay, that are taking care of the clientele. We're not being honest.
Right.
We
And
have
that's where
very
I fall
little
in.
integrity. Right, exactly.
Because this is not my first time locking my hair. I've had it locked before. But I've actually had to cut my hair, sew in some blonde hair, get me some blue contacts in order to find a decent paying job.
Okay, that makes sense. So now we're in a new trend where natural hair is acceptable.
In this culture.
It's really in this culture
In this
today.
culture, in
You know,
Now,
it's,
I'm talking less than, let's see, it was 14 years ago when I first locked
That's
it.
when I
I
started.
had it for 7 years.
my movement.
And at 7 years,
Mhm.
7 years is when I had to cut my hair.
Yeah, because it didn't catch on. It just now caught on. But here's the thing. If you are a stylist out there and you are trying to promote your business, please be educated. Be honest and be educated. One of the techniques that most of us are gravitating towards is the technique that Deborah is wearing. And she went and had a stylist to put extension locks in her hair. And I just want to zoom in on the locks just so that you can see her hair. If you can look in the front of her hair, it's a lot like my hair. It's very soft. She has a cottony grade of hair in the front. She has very thick hair in the back part of her hair. But right at the top where the extensions were added, they were made a bit heavy. Okay? And the technique in which they added the extension is a no-no because it's very, very weighty. So that's what I want to say to the stylists out there. It's okay to go and get continued education. You know, that's why the Institute of Ancestral Braiding is pushing for a natural hair care college so that we can learn the techniques and learn what we're doing properly. I know that you're born and gifted with the natural technique of doing locks and braids and that kind of thing, but we're not learning weight compatibility. We're not learning the science of adding extensions to our hair. And that is breaking my heart because when I see our people go out and get the stylist to say, oh, I can do your hair in locks, instant locks, and they give you silky locks, like what Deborah has, what she has, the silky locks. I did a style, and I did instant locks. The grade of this hair and the weight of the hair and the feel of the hair is totally different from what Deborah has. So we have to stop asking people on the phone, can you do lock extensions? You must go and visit the stylists and ask them to demonstrate to you what it is you will be getting. Once you feel the lock has to feel like it's a real lock. It can't be done with synthetic silky extensions because that's called silky locks. That's not called lock extensions. Okay, so that's the thing I want to make sure that we understand. This brother went and had his locks done, and this was the look that he got. He got more of a ratty look, but he's very conservative. You know, even though he's a trainer, he wanted something that looked a little bit more presentable. He was afraid to go in public with his hair like this. And then he came to me, the Institute of Ancestral Braiding, and this was the foundation of the lock technique. are the lock extensions that he was looking for. All of you out there, all of you Africans, Black Americans, anybody in the diaspora, if you want to know more about lock extensions, please call ISIS 214-329-3820. Check us out on naturallyisis.com. I will help you. I will help you understand weight compatibility so that this won't happen to someone's hair. This lady had gotten lock extensions. And when she went after years twisting and twisting and twisting and palm rolling and spritzing, that's what happened to her hair. And I am educating everybody that I run into, all my family. Everybody have the right to know that this business is about integrity. This business is about morality. And if you stylists out there are portraying something that you're not, it's just going to come and bite you in the fingers one day, and you won't be able to do any work with your hands. So let's kind of pull together and help the community, this whole community developing motivation and Pan-African movement that we're creating. We want to be right when it comes to natural hair care and the different extensions and fibers that we use to beautify ourselves. Just because you go natural doesn't mean you can't lose your hair. Okay, I want to also introduce Lee. He came to the salon, the Institute of Ancestral Braiding, and he had an issue, and I want him to share exactly what the people out there who call themselves locticians and natural hair care providers are doing to our people. It's got to stop. We got to find a way to police the people that are doing wrong in this industry. It's enough that the Asians come in our community and take our money and make $200 billion a year, and none of us see it. Again, we have to stop the atrocities that are taking place with natural hair care and the industry of our whole ancestral beautification. Because everything that we do, everybody wants to copy it. But let's do the right thing. You know, let's not take our family's money and give them something that's going to ruin their hair couple of years from now. If you don't know, just come and get the education. And you're not going to get it in the elite colleges. You're not going to get it in the barber colleges. We need our own natural hair care colleges globally. That's what we're calling on. We're asking you to call us to be a part of a movement that's going to create a cultural caring competence in our community as it relates to our natural hair care services. That's what we want to do. So I want to talk to Malik for a bit, and then we're going to go back to Deborah and kind of give her feeling. And I feel your pain. I don't think it's right that we're taking our people's money and giving them something that's going to ruin their hair. Again, just because you go natural does not mean that you grow your hair. It's a way to grow hair, and that's what we're creating.
Isis, I'm one of those people who did that, who actually asked the questions to stylists, and the stylist told me one thing, and I ended up having another thing. And it was based on their knowledge that they knew what they were doing, and me not having this style before, just trusted them wholeheartedly about what they were doing. But as time went on,
give us an example of what they did when they started. And this is a leak. He came in with another style before, and it was packed and matted up with a lot of stuff. I can't even begin to tell you what was all in his hair. And then we redid his locks to start his ISIS locks, and his hair was a lot longer, but curly, very curly. But it was a lot longer than what it looked when I saw it a couple of days ago. So what was it that they used? I mean,
well, when he began to do it, he twisted it pretty tight, and it was so tight it started to hurt. And realized when I actually talked to him about taking it out initially. He said, no, once I do it, you can't take it out. So the knots got so tight that they started to, cause discomfort, and started to touch my hair and realized there was, these little round balls, and there were gaps in my hair and things like that. So when it began to grow out, I didn't like the way it looked.
Mm-hmm.
Things were uneven, bumpy. It just looked, a mess on my whole hair. So that's when I began to think about coming to see someone else, and I found your site on the internet.
Wow.
And so when I read your story, it kind of intrigued me to know that you had been doing this so long and the trials that you've gone through to do what you're doing. And so I came to visit, and when I came to visit you, the first thing that I distinctly remember
Did I
is
scare you?
that
I'm so different.
the first thing that I remembered is when I sat down in your chair, the moment you touched my hair, I realized you had a skill with what you do, because you instantly educated me as to what was wrong and how to solve and fix the problem. That's what excited me the most about coming to see you. When I found out more information that you told me, I even researched what you told me at that point, and I found a lot of the true styles, even back in the day, were done the same way that you do it. And so I said, well, listen, let me go ahead and do this again. And eventually, that weekend I went ahead and took my hair out. He told me, my stylist told me that I couldn't take it out.
And I told you
And
you
could.
could.
So, as a matter of fact, you demonstrated that you could take it out right then. And you did that. And then also, my hair wasn't that long when he did it. It looked quite short. And I realized when you did it, it's almost a third longer than what it looked initially. It is true, my hair is very curly. I know it takes a little longer for it to lay down the way I like
But
it
that's
to lay
the
down.
beginner stages. That's the ugly stage that most people don't have the patience.
But this
with.
ugly stage is like the best looking stage I've had in the last year.
You're handsome. You're so beautiful. You just have to let that beauty shine. And one of the things that Deborah just amen us to was that she didn't have the patience to go through that stage, the ugly stage. And that's how she ended up with her story. So can we hear your story too?
My story is that I'm not from the area. I do business in the area every 3 months. So prior to me arriving, I wanted to find someone that could do the style that I was looking for. And I wanted to have my natural hair, which was chemicaled at that time. Didn't want to lose my length. However, I wanted a natural look. And I got the telephone book, found the person, said she could do it. I felt comfortable because they are of African descent. I figured they had technique and they were knowledgeable. So I went there and spent 15 hours with 3 people to do something that now I'm regretting, because I have had the breakage and I have lost a couple of strands because of the weight. But I spent so much money taking the shortcut because, again, I didn't want to do the natural process.
The baby stage.
I wanted to keep my length. I don't like to wear the same styles every day.
Right.
So I wanted to keep my length. And I already had 12 inches of chemical hair. A year later, my chemical hair has disappeared into the braids, but my natural hair is locking. So that process is okay, but I'm not happy by the maintenance of the stylist that did it, to whom I went to visit today, and now she wants to charge me an additional hundreds of dollars just for maintenance.
And it's falling apart.
And it's falling apart.
Right. But that's all a part of our hair stories. You know, we get the pretty, we get the good, and we get the bad, because we're trying to untangle the roots of our own stories, period. You know, 400 years without a comb, we're parting the sea, one person at a time. So if we don't really know our culture and our history as it relates to natural hair, then these are the lessons that we learn on the path, you know? So it's all good. And that's all I want to say today is that I'm going to help you.
Thank you.
I want to help you, and I want to help you transition into what you're looking for. It's very pretty on you, but when we see locks, we don't know. We don't know what personality. What is your lock saying? What your lock saying? What's your hair saying? What's your afro saying? What's your scalp saying? We don't know what hair is saying. So you have to be an experienced. You have to have that experienced eye. You know, and that's something I can tell a mile away. You know, it looks good, but it has a lot of buildup. It looks good, but they use beeswax every day. It looks good, but it's mildew. It looks good, but it's heavy. So those are the things you have to train your eye to look for. So thank y'all for stepping in with Naturallyisis. And guess what? We're going to get this together because we're going to become our own. You used the word, is the word I like, sirens. We're going to become our own sirens. And we're going to sound out the sound of trouble every time we see it, so that our people can get in alignment with the beautification of ancestral braiding techniques that were glorified way before the first European ever stepped in existence. Okay, we were the first cosmetologists. So when we talk about knowing about our hair, it's different from anything else we're taught in the cosmetology schools. So we want to continue this year, because the atrocity and the dishonesty and the lack of integrity has to discontinue. Okay? Naturallyisis, and we love you.